Hiya, I'm just going to show you how to thread the Janome500e. It's really similar to the sewing machines, so it's all numbered. I'll just quickly show you. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 down there. So I'm just going to go through the motions. You've got up there, and then we're going to go around here. Then we're going to go round number 1, down number 2, number 3, and then down there. Sorry, trying to do it one-handed. Can't do it one-handed. So I'm just going to... Now it has got an automatic needle threader. I find it easier to just thread it like so. So that's your thread, and then I've got my pre-wound bobbin. Like I said before in my other video, you can wind your bobbins. You know, I'm too lazy, and I just got to find the end. There's the end. So again, like your sewing machine, it goes in the one way, and it goes up and around there, and then popping that on, and you turn in your wheel just to bring the bobbin thread up, just like a sewing machine, exactly like a sewing machine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you something really little, just something really, really little. Move this out of the way. Hello, me again. So I'm going to do something that is called floating. Now, a lot of people like to hoop their projects. If I've got something little that I just want to quickly embroider, I'll float it. So you hoop in your stabiliser as you would a normal embroidery hoop. So I'm just going to loosen that. Go into, let me bring you over so you can see. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Just going to place my, yeah, you can see that. Place my stabiliser over my hoop. This is a little tiny bit too small, but I can make it work because I'm a nightmare like that. Just going to pop that in the hoop. Make sure that that's nice and tight. And I'm just going to screw up my screw. There we are, it's nice and tight. There we go. And I'm going to attach it to my machine. So this is fab because it just clips in, really easy. So there we go. Now that's in. I'm just going to go in, and with something like this, I wing it and I'm naughty, and I'll hold it. I'll just go along and hold it like this while it's doing its thing. But what you should be doing, you shouldn't really be floating anyway. A lot of people don't really like to float. But I basically, if it is too small to hoop and you want to embroider it, you can do it, like I said, by this method of floating. So I just go in and I pin my fabric to the stabiliser, just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere, just to make sure that it's all secure and that it isn't going to go anywhere. There we go. So that's all pinned. So that's what they call floating, because basically your fabric is sort of, it's not really being held on by the hoop, it's floating on top of the stabiliser. So I'm just going to clip that back in, and then I'm going to go over to the machine and just set it to something to embroider, just to show you. So this is all colour screen. is so fab when it comes to being able to see the designs. So I'm just going to go, I've got my hoop set to the 5.5 one, which is my smallest hoop. And I'm going to just go in and pick a really small design. There we go. So that is now going to be on the centre. The lines are the centre point lines on your hoop. So matching that one to the top one and this one to that one. So you can see where you're going to be sewing your design. So I'm just going to insert that. I'm just going to sew that. You can move it around with your pen. I'm just going to leave it in the centre and I'm just going to press OK. So it's ready to sew. OK. And I'm just going to double check that everything's okay. It's one colour, 3 minutes it's going to take roughly. It is on 500 speeds. So normally I will change it. I've got it on a lower speed setting because I was doing something really delicate, so I wanted to slow it right down, but it can go right up to 860, which is really fast. The average, 600, I'll do 7. All the settings are all in here. It's fab. It's got auto tension. It can let you know as well whether or not you've got enough remaining bobbin thread. I turn it off because it tends to get really annoying, because it'll say that you haven't got that much remaining when there's still quite a lot left on the bobbin. I found that I was wasting a lot of the bobbin thread, so now I just let it run out. That's totally up to you, it's personal preference. So now I'm going to go in and just lower my foot, and then you can just go ahead and press start. Now it likes to do that now and again. Ooh. If it does do that, don't panic. It literally is. It's probably because I've threaded the bobbin the wrong way or something really similar, really simple. So just go in, make sure it is all threaded nicely. Just double check it. I normally rethread it again just to be sure. And bearing in mind this hasn't had a run in for a couple of months now, so it is probably a little bit she's probably having a hissy fit now because I haven't played with her for so long. So I tend to just hold this, press start once I've lowered the presser foot, and she doesn't like that thread. I don't know why. All threaded, all nice. Let's go again. Lower the presser foot, start. And then what I like to do is, once it's done that, I like to just go and snip in this little end bit here. That she is not stitching as well as I would have thought. So she's showing a lot of bobbin thread. So what I would do is I would stop that, cut the threads. I'm going to rethread it. although the back is basically invisible. I'm going to go in again and rethread it just to make sure it's all threaded correctly. So that's probably one of the main problems you may face, is getting too much of the bobbin thread on the top, which is what you don't want. I'm going to rethread the bobbin as well, just in case. And it probably is because it's a full bobbin. So that's that done. I'm just going to go and... Oh, it might actually be because of my needle. So I ran into a few little problems there. It was bringing up a lot more embroidery thread than I would have liked. I'm not sure if you can see that one. But what I'm going to do now is I've changed my needle, changed the, I haven't changed it, sorry. I've rethreaded the top thread and the bobbin. And hopefully now you'll be able to see that once you encounter that problem, if you do change your thread, rethreading, sorry, not changing your thread. If you rethread your bobbin and change your needle, then, because it was an old needle, I should have done that really in the first instance, because I remember doing some Christmas projects with this. So I've stopped my design, and the beauty of this machine is once you stop the design, it'll carry on from where you stopped. So I'm just going to lower my foot again down and then press start, and hopefully she will sew a little bit better. So I'm just going to stop that and then clip my little thread. Whoop. There we go. And now you can see she's already stitching a lot better. So it's all in the rethreading and a possible needle change will make the whole difference in the stitching quality a lot better. There we go, so that is now complete. So that is now complete. I'm going to lift up my presser foot, unclip. Here, there's a little button. Take your hoop out, and there's your design. So obviously where I've gone and stitched this with an old needle and a new bobbin, a new pre-filled bobbin, didn't like that, so I went in, changed the needle, rethreaded top and bottom, and then it's stitched perfectly. So this is floating, where you basically float your fabric on your stabiliser using some pins, and that is what to do when you're running some problems with the bobbin or the thread not stitching correctly. It's a simple change, needle or rethreading, and Bob's your uncle. Nothing to panic about. You know, things like this, it will happen. Don't panic. Just go in, rethread it, and start again. Hope this helps.